and I'm a Balletone instructor in San Francisco, California. I want to take you through a quick hip opening sequence that you can do anywhere. It's perfect after a Balletone workout or after a strong run. So what you're going to do for me is start in downward facing dog. Take the hands at the top of your mat, tuck your toes, and lift your hips up into the air, bringing your body into a big inverted V position. Let your head hang and your neck be passive, and think about pressing your heels down into the mat. When you're ready, reach your right leg up and stretch it back. Press your left heel down to the floor and take a nice deep breath. Inhale and exhale. Softly step your right foot in between your hands and drop your back knee to the floor. Keep the back toes tucked under. Bring both hands to the front knee and then slowly lift your torso to feel a nice release from your left hip flexor. If you feel like it, you can reach your arms up over your head, keeping the shoulders down and the face soft. This is one of my all-time favorite stretches. Take your hands outside your front foot and come back into what we call runner stretch. So you'll flex the front foot towards the sky, keeping the front knee slightly bent. Inhale to lengthen the spine, and then as you exhale, hinge forward from the hips, keeping a nice, strong posture and easy breath. I always do this sequence after a run or a Balletone class. It really helps me just cool down from my workout and ease soreness the next day. Slowly rebend the front leg. And this time bring both hands inside the foot. You'll walk your foot out until it's about 2 o'clock on your mat. And keeping both hands either inside and up or lowering down to one forearm or both. Some yogis would call this lizard pose. And you can even make it more intense by taking the front foot and opening it out to the side like the pages of a book. If you'd like to, option is to lift the back leg off the floor, and that intensifies the stretch just a little bit. Good, keep breathing easy. Oxygen has an amazing way of releasing tension from muscles. If you're down on your forearms, push back up to your hands, walk the front foot back to a plank, and then up to a downward facing dog. Let's do those 3 stretches on the other side. So reach your left leg up and back. Take a nice deep breath. Inhale. And as you exhale, step the left foot through in between the hands. Drop the back knee to the floor and keep the back toes tucked. Bringing both hands to the front knee, shoulders back and down, pulling up through the belly and the torso. An option here is to reach your arms over your head. Good, keep breathing. Oh, I love this stretch. Never gets old, this one. This one's always fabulous. Take the hands in front and come back to a runner stretch on the other side. So flexing your left toes towards the sky, keeping the spine nice and straight and hinging forward at the hips. For those of you super flexible people, you can always slide into splits carefully. I danced my whole life and I'll still never do splits with this. Nice. Easy breath. And whenever you're ready, rebend the front leg and put both hands inside the foot. Walk your front leg out until it's about 11 o'clock on your mat. Keep your belly lifted, and you can either stay here, especially if you're tighter, or slowly lower down to one forearm or both. Nice. And then again, the option, if you'd like to intensify it just a little bit, is to take the front foot and open it like the pages of a book. And, of course, extra intensity option. Again, you can lift the back leg off the floor. But to be quite honest, I like keeping it down because it feels like a deeper stretch. It's a little more relaxing. And it's perfect for after a workout. Whenever you're ready, come back up. Walk the front foot in. And let's come back to downward facing dog. I can't leave you without my all-time favorite stretch, pigeon pose. So when you're ready, let's reach the right leg up and back, and then bring the right shin forward into pigeon pose. Now when you're in For more flexible folks, you can bring your shin almost parallel to the top edge of the mat. If you're a little tighter, you might want to slide the heel closer in towards your groin. Sitting up nice and tall, holding it here, or choosing to fold forward. Now, if your rear end is not on the mat, don't worry, that's not your goal. Your goal is to keep both your hips and your shoulders in alignment towards the front of your mat and to breathe a lot, especially if your hips are tight. So when I come home, I usually spend a good minute or two in pigeon, pretty much daily. It's one of those stretches that makes me extremely happy and feels good every single time. So this one is always a huge staple in my personal fitness routine. And it's great for after Balletone or after a run, or just any time you need to feel better. Good, let's take it up slowly and softly switch to the other side. I like going from downward facing dog, but you can pop switch, jump switch, crawl, do your thing. But this time, let's bring that left shin forward on the mat. And then again, hip bones and shoulder bones square towards the front, scooching your back leg back as much as you can for your flexibility. And then slowly coming forward. Stretching is not a place to push. It's not a place to compete. It's a place to be nice to yourself and to build a practice of mindfulness and just practice of taking good quality care of you. So spend some time in pigeon and doing these hip opening stretches, and it will come around to benefit you in the end. Good. Let's take a few more nice deep breaths. And if you would like a deeper stretch, you can always twist your pigeon, taking the opposite arm as the leg in front and threading it underneath to twist. That brings the stretch a little bit higher into the glute medius and minimus, top of the hip, piriformis, all that stuff that gets a great workout when you're doing Balletone or you're on a run. Good, take one more deep breath in pigeon, and then swing your back leg around and sit to face the front of your mat. Soles of the feet together, you can clasp outside your feet, lifting up nice and tall, taking a deep breath, and then hinging forward at the hips, using your forearms to gently guide your knees outward. We'll finish this stretch today. I highly recommend all of these stretches as a good piece of your well-rounded workout routine. I hope to see you in a Balletone class, a fitness class, or out for a run soon. Thanks again for joining me.